Coach Day said that you've been maybe the most consistent offensive lineman in camp. Is that just your experience showing up, or just take a different kind of approach at all to this camp at Ohio State?
Well, that's nice of him to say. I'm just coming out each and every day with a purpose, and I have a few things I try to work on each day to get better at. I think that's what my experience has kind of helped me with, is when you go out to practice and you have 7 or 8 things that you want to work on, they're not really going to get worked on because you're going to be tired. So you have to have those 1 to 2 things that you wrote down on your notebook before you went out. Say, hey, I want to work on my hands on this certain play, and I want to work on my feet in this certain play.
How long have you had that approach? I mean, is that one of the great things about being in your 5th or 8th year? Or, you know what I mean? As a football player in college, I mean, when you first showed up, did you have that approach, or was everything just spinning?
I didn't. Yeah, the young guys, I know, I try to share a little bit about what I've learned throughout all my years. The younger guys, because I wish I kind of would have learned that sooner. But I've been doing it for maybe last year and this year to really have that planned approach to go out and practice.
And Seth, as you sit here right now, do you feel like you've totally melded, for want of another term, with this program, with your teammates? I mean, with your line mates. You understand what I'm saying? Because you came in, who's this new kid? He's trying to take somebody's job. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I absolutely.
What do you feel in that regard now? Yeah.
I love the guys in the room. I can look at these guys when we go out to practice every day, and I'm doing it for the love of the guys in the room. Trey Henderson always says, like, you got to do it for the love of your brother. And, it might be cliche from a guy just getting here, but I actually have a deep feeling of love for the guys in this room and for this program.
Yeah, and, the last time this offensive line took the field for a game, it was not a very good performance, in the Cotton Bowl against Missouri. I don't know if you've even watched any videos. So what do you feel about this group right now coming out of camp? Obviously, there's been sicknesses. By the way, were you ever sick during it?
I had a little stomach virus, but I didn't miss any time.
So what do you feel about this group now? I mean, it almost feels like the linchpin of whether y'all take that big step is laying on y'all's shoulders. Does it feel like that? And what's your confidence factor?
I can't really speak on what happened last year because I wasn't here. I didn't really watch that game because I think it was around the same time as when we were playing. But that wasn't the group that we know that we can be in. I feel really confidently that we have guys, 6, 7, 8 guys that we can get the job done in this position group. I'm really excited about going forward this year.
What you know about guys like Tyreek and Ty Hamilton, but other than those guys, who's really stood out to you and made a pressure on you this camp?
I think K-Mac is really good. He's done a great job of just getting better and improving each play. Just giving all your effort each play. If he can do that, then he can be, a really dang good defensive lineman to come through here. I think Will Smith is really good. He gets us a lot better when I go against him because he's really good with his hands. He gets off the ball quick. I really like going against him.
What have you seen from Tegra when he's been on your right side?
Tegra's a big, powerful dude, and when he's moving, he's a big man moving. And he's got a lot of weight and a lot of power behind him, and I like double teaming with him.
You've gone through now spring practice, fall camp with both a Nick Saban Alabama team and a Ryan Day Ohio State team. What are the things that are sort of common between those two in terms of approach, in terms of focus, and what are maybe some things that are different one place or another?
I think they each have their own style, but each tries to get the best out of their players, and they deliver really strong messages and are great motivators. When you walk out to practice with Coach Day, he expects the best and he expects maximum effort each play, and the speed of play when we're playing here is so fast during practice. Like, each play is a game rep, it feels like, and I've really enjoyed that about this camp.
You're still sort of the new guy here, but as a veteran in the room still, do you feel like you can, lead at this point, or are the younger guys coming to you for help?
Yeah, at this point I don't feel like a new guy. I feel like I've been here for a while. Just with the relationship I have with the guys in the room, I don't feel new, and I think that's awesome. It's a testament to those guys to welcoming me in here, and I'm ready to go to work.
Did you ever have days in August down in Alabama where it got into the low 70s and stayed there? What's that? Has that been refreshing for you?
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying as far as acclimation goes?
Ohio's got some beautiful weather in the summer. It also helps we do morning practices. Back when I was playing Alabama, we did afternoon practices. That changed there this year clearly, but it was a lot different. I really enjoyed it.
Hey, you as a former player there and stuff, you saw the, kind of the rigmarole where basically Coach Saban didn't pick Alabama, you know what I mean, to win the SEC or whatever. Is that funny to you, how quickly he has flipped the page?
That might just be his form of rat poison for the team to get those guys going and to work really hard.
Yeah.
He loves Alabama, so he just wants them to do good. It's probably his form of motivation now that he's not in the room every day.
What's the best rat poison you've heard about Ohio State this preseason? Number 2 in the polls. I mean, you have the number 1 ranked defense in some people's minds, number 5, 6, or 7 offense, etc. How do you fight the rat poison of everybody already ordaining you? You just can't miss playoffs.
Yeah, you can't listen to it. You're going to have those expectations, and I think we've done a good job of not, thinking about those expectations. Because if you approach every day like you're the best in the country, if our best right now doesn't improve, there's going to be a team that's not as good as us right now that's improving all along the season that's going to beat us when we play them. So you have to approach it like we're not the best form of this team that we can be. And if we acted like we're going to be the best team, this team today is going to be the best team at the playoffs. It's not going to work out for you. You have to have the best form of this team in the playoffs, and that's really what we try to push for.
When was that moment in camp when you felt you personally felt Will Howard become the starting quarterback? Obviously, it was announced last week and stuff. Did you feel him incrementally just sort of take charge? What was that like?
I think Will's done a good job. I think he's handled the competition really well, going about just controlling what he can control. When you get in the huddle, you can kind of feel that, like, his motivation, like, hey guys, we got to get this one. Like, you kind of feel that pushing forward, and I think he did a really good job of that. But I think all the other guys did a really good job too. I think they all put their best foot forward, and Devin had a really good camp, Julian had a really good camp, Air had a really good camp, Lincoln had a really good camp. Like, all those guys were pushing and working really hard, and I think all those guys can be successful quarterbacks.
Seth, what have you seen from Luke Montgomery? What are your first impressions of him trying at center?
Luke's done a good job. He's really athletic. I think when he's playing with the right technique, he can dominate people. So he's just got to keep making steps to get better at his technique, because when he puts it together, he's a really, really, really good player.
In practice, when you guys are good on good, Larry's guys are so good on the D line. What do you learn about yourselves, the guys around you? What are those battles like?
I've really enjoyed going against this defense because it's not typical. Kind of like some of the SEC defenses are more two-gap defenses, letting the linebackers make plays. But the D-line's going forward, penetrating off the ball. And when I've gone against those types of defenses in the past, I've kind of struggled because we didn't go against that every day. So I think having that background of going against like a two-gap defense for 4 years and now learning how to play against this style of defense is really beneficial for me. And I've loved it because you learn new techniques. You can't block these guys the same way as you might block a two-gap team.
And I would assume it makes everyone better. I mean, you guys have to bring it with them.
Yeah, and the guys we're going against are really, really good. Ty Leak and Ty Hamilton, they're freaks. So I'm excited to see what they do this season.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.